Hi everyone, I'm waiting for everybody to log in. It's just now 3 o'clock and you've reached Crafting with Purple. This is a test and overview of supplies for next Sunday's class, and I'm hoping some more people will join in. I see that one person's joined us. So again, this is now just 3 p.m. Eastern Time in Virginia. I'm broadcasting live outside of my house in Reston, Virginia. And this is going to be a test for those people just new to Periscope, as well as an overview of the supplies needed for crafting with purple. And again, I'm just waiting for some other people to join us. I know Margaret's supposed to be signing in from the UK, so I'm waiting for her. Hopefully some other people are just now finding the link and coming in. So for those of you that have already joined us, just kind of hang on tight. I'm waiting for some other people to join us. This is a test for those people that have never used Periscope before in preparation of next Sunday's class called Crafting with Purple. And we're going to do an overview of some of the supplies that are needed for the duct tape class. So again, I'm just waiting to see if some of the people who are going to join us. I know Margaret from the UK was going to be here. Dina was planning on joining us as well. So I'm just kind of waiting to see who else joins us, and it's now 3:01. So we'll give it another minute. If you have joined us, please say hello, where you're from. I would love to know that as we're waiting for some other people to join us. So apologize for the delay. You're looking at my table is set up with some of the craft supplies that we're going to go over, things that if you want to try to do this live with me next Sunday, that you're ready for class. So again, I'm just kind of waiting. I see that I've got 2 people right now. I don't know where you're from, but I'm glad that you could join me and just kind of hang on tight. I apologize for being slightly boring at the moment. I'll turn you around so you can see, buddy. This is Joanne. I'm broadcasting live from my house here in Reston, Virginia. I got my fabulous red hat on. For those of you who don't know me, I am part of the Red Hat Society. They're celebrating their 17th year this year, and I'm going off to Indianapolis. Oh, Margaret finally found us from England. Yay! Hey, Margaret, I was waiting for you to get started. What do you think of my hat? Hope you like it. Got my pins on there. I'm a star. Actually, one of my chapters is called the Star Sisters. So, oh, I'm glad you like it. For those of you later who are watching this on YouTube, you don't get to see what's scrolling on the wall during the live Periscope thing. So Margaret just said she loved my hat, and I'll try to make sure that before I just comment on something, say what the person's either asking or commenting on, so that we can plan. Since I'm looking at myself, I get to adjust my hat. I am a star. There's my star on my shoulder. I have a chapter called the Star Sisters. I also have a chapter called the Bionic Babes, because we're all bionic in some way or going bionic. And if you need more information on that, you can ask me on Facebook, facebook.com/purpleology, PURPLEOLOGY. You're around. And you're broadcasting outside of my house today in Reston, Virginia. It's a lovely day and it's quiet. So I set up this is actually just my wooden table. I'm going to have a different table next Sunday when we're doing our craft class. And what I did is I went ahead and, thank you, Margaret. I'm glad that you like looking at me. I appreciate that. And I kind of wish that I could see everybody like, when we're on Skype, but this is kind of fun because you do get to interact with me. So let's go over some of the supplies if you want to go live with me next Sunday and you want to do this as I'm doing it. The main thing that you're going to need, because this is a duct tape class, is you want to go ahead and get yourself a roll of duct tape, and it comes in a variety of different colors. The examples I'm going to show you were made out of this particular tie-dye swirl print, which happens to be a favorite of mine. But there's lots of other patterns. There's a fabulous butterfly print that I just found at Walmart. This is a solid purple. Of course, everyone needs solid purple. A duck print. But there's other tapes besides duct tape. I'm going to show you over here. I was at Michael's today. I picked up this stuff. It's called Imagine. It's a dry erase plus tape. I don't recommend you learning on this. It's very thin. I picked it up because, whoops, I loved the the iridescent red, and I'll probably make something out of it. It's fussy tape, it's thin tape, so it's not something I would recommend that you play with. So I'm going to put it off to the side. Another tape that I found the other day, this I found at my Dollar Tree store. The brand was called Tool Bench Duct Tape, and it was in their stuff for Memorial Day. So it was a fabulous star pattern. It actually works really well. It's a little bit thinner, and it's quite sticky. So it's a good substitute. And of course, you know, it was a nice roll for $1. So if you don't want to spend a lot of money, go check out your Dollar Tree or Dollar Store. They may have some options for you. I'm going to put that off to the side. The other thing that you have to have for class is a pair of scissors. And the pair of scissors that I currently am using, I'll flip it around so it's the correct way. Of course, I first picked them up because they're purple. But of course, yay, Dina found us. Glad you found us, Dina. We're talking about supplies, and we've already gone over some duct tape, which I know you already have. But for scissors, any scissors will work. However, I do recommend that you buy scissors that are non-stick or Teflon coated. These particular scissors are from Westcott. I got them at Walmart. They were less than $10. So first, not expensive, and then the other thing is, of course, they're purple. I mean, how can you go wrong with this? So, you know, great. If you have scissors at home, anything will work. It's fine. They just may stick to your scissors a little bit. You may be a little bit fussier. If you do any kind of specialty crafts, pay attention. You don't necessarily want to mix your scissors. You're going to get adhesive on these scissors, which you're not going to want to transfer to any fabric or to any of your paper goods. So take that into account. You may want to have scissors for different things. While you don't have to have them, it does become a whole lot easier for what we're making if you have a base. And oh, well, that's interesting. Margaret suggests that if you coat your scissors with a lighting of Vaseline, that'll help stop the sticking. And I'll have to try that out, so I like that tip. So thank you, Margaret. It's always good to have some things to do cost saving. Yes, and make sure that that Vaseline coating is extremely thin. Otherwise, you're going to have Vaseline coated duct tape and have Vaseline everywhere. One of the things that I'm using as my base are these, they're called customizable buttons. I bought this particular package at Walmart. I know they have it at Michael's. This particular button is 2.5 inches. They're designed for you to print out something on your computer or a picture and then sandwich it between two pieces of plastic, and they already have the pin back on them. And I'm going to show you during class why I like these. You do not need to have these. I'm going to show you how to actually do this directly onto a piece of duct tape as well. So don't worry if you don't have these. You can do this just on duct tape. It's not necessary. However, while I was at Michael's today, I found this in their clearance section. It was just a nice 2.5 inch round. This particular one happens to actually be coated in chalkboard paint. So it's designed to glue on something so you can just write on it with chalk. But this would make a nice base. Of course, it doesn't have the pin on the back, but that would be easy enough to just glue something on the back, whether it's a clip or a pin. So you could go ahead and do that. So any kind of base works. And again, I'm going to show you how to do it on duct tape itself. Now the base, this particular one, that's that clear button I just showed you. What I actually did ahead of time is I coated the inside with some paint. And the reason I did that is so that from the back, it's finished. So that all you see is purple. And I'll show you the difference. This particular one was one of the first ones I made. And I just used the plastic and I did my duct tape. And I actually think it's kind of cool. Since this is a duct tape craft, you actually can see all the duct tape on the back. Of course, my husband made the comment, that's not very professional, who wants to see the duct tape? So he suggested I do paint it. The one on my hat right here, and we'll bring it forward so you can see it. Sorry about that, I went out of focus. But this one I actually painted, so you don't see the duct tape on the back. So if you were making these as a gift, you know, you might want to paint the inside before you make them, so you don't see the duct tape. And again, that's a matter of preference. I think it's kind of cool. And we're going to show you how to make that next Sunday. Okay, other supplies that you might want to have as we're going along. I am going to show you how to do different kinds of flowers and different techniques. We're going to use the rose technique as well as the fringe technique next Sunday. And so here is the fringe technique. It's really simple to do when you fringe it. And one of the first things we're going to show you how to do is just to wrap it around something. In this case, it's a straw, which I've covered in duct tape because I wanted to match. But your round could be a pen. It could be anything that's round. It could be a stick if you really want it to look like a flower. So, anything you want can be encircled with that. And again, any kind of straw. Now, if your straws are colored, you may not want to cover them in duct tape. Here's a nice blue one. And I showed this once before. It goes really nice with this butterfly print. So I wouldn't necessarily want to cover it with duct tape, but rather show off the beauty of the straw itself. So whatever you want. I usually recommend plastic straws. They're more durable. If you're going to cover it in duct tape, then a paper straw would work just fine. Other things that you might want to have are embellishments. As you've noticed in my flowers, here's one. This is the fringe technique, just like the straw. However, I didn't make the fringe quite as thin. And again, I used the plastic back. So again, you can see all the way that the duct tape sticks onto the back. And you're going to want some kind of an embellishment. And this is these particular little embellishments I had picked up at Walmart because they caught my eye. The glue's not very good on the stickers, so you may want to end up with a little bit of glue in order to tack these down properly if you find that they're not sticking. And it was really expensive. Any kind of little embellishment, a button would work, anything that you want for the center, in the end. So something else that you probably already have in your craft stash, but if not, you're going to want to go ahead and get that. So again, what are the flowers that we're going to cover on Sunday of next week? We're going to do this fringe technique, and we're going to show you around the straw as well as on a flower. Actually, it really would look great with Union Jack duct tape. And it's a duct tape that I have not seen here in the United States. It probably exists somewhere. I did see some flag duct tape at Michael's today for the United States flag, but I didn't see the Union Jack flag at all. My favorite one is this rose petal, and again, I'll show you how to craft it. My little gem right here on this one's coming up, so I'm going to have to glue it down. And it's got the fringe center. I used just a clear gem on this one. And then, of course, here's the one that's currently on my hat. And I used one of those little flower gems. On this particular fringe, I made my fringe a whole lot finer. Dina, I'm glad that you like the rose. So that's what we're going to be showing here. I started one yesterday. So here's how it looks like as you're starting it. One of the reasons I like these particular customizable buttons is they have a little lip, and so they help the outer edges kind of stand up a little bit as opposed to falling flat. Oops, I went out of scene, so sorry about that. One that I did early today, and it may need just a little bit of glue. And we're going to try doing this one. I'm going to try doing this one live. I don't have a stand right now, but I'm just going to show you something. This one is just a piece of duct tape that it's pleated. It's one strand of duct tape that was a free-form pleat. I did it on itself, and then a Star Sisters rose, yeah. Actually, I have some Galaxy print duct tape upstairs. I need to go grab that and bring that down later. And this is just on the piece of duct tape, so later I'm going to have to put either my mind just went blank, either a pin or a clip or something on the back in order to be able to affix that to my hat. So, and I think it would look fabulous on that hat, by the way. Okay, now I don't have a stand yet. I did order that. It should be coming in on Monday. That way, right now I'm holding my tablet. Makes it a little difficult because I only have one hand. So I'm just going to show you kind of what I'm going to be doing, and excuse me while I probably am going to make you look at strange things. But I'm going to grab my duct tape, and I'm going to show you really quick how to do this flower. So I'm just going to kind of lean you up here on my table. I think we can do this. Oh, this works pretty well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get my duct tape started, and here's the hazards of nails not working. And And the duct tape sometimes will scrunch up. That's okay. I'm going to pull off a piece of duct tape, and I'm going to pull off a piece, excuse me while I go out of scene. You can make it as long as you want. You need it to be about 2 feet. I'm just going to stick it down here for a minute. I'm going to cut it off camera because I'm not going to switch how I have my tablet. So bear with me on this. What you didn't see was the duct tape falling. Okay, so I went ahead and I just did one long strand of duct tape, and this strand it's actually about 1 foot, so I'll make a smaller flower. And I'm going to fold it in half, but I'm not going to fold it all the way in half. I'm only going to fold it part way. So you see that? I've left some of the stickiness, and I've stuck my fingers to it. I do that all the time. It's a little easier when you're not trying to stay in screen. And I'm going to just smooth it down all the way. Okay, so, and it's scrunched up a little bit there, but I don't really care for this because it's a free-form flower. And again, I've made something nice and long with a little bit of the duct tape showing on the back. If I flip it over, it's all duct tape. So making sure, whoops, sorry about that, I covered up my screen. Let's get you back in focus. I was adjusting things. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over so I have what I call the front side to me. And the reason that I don't really care that this is already scrunched is, actually I'm going to go this side, is because I'm going to actually kind of pleat it as I go. And this is a free-form pleat. I'm going to use my thumbnail to kind of decide where I'm going to pleat it. And I'm just going to pleat it, and it'll stick to itself. Remember, because they're sticky on that side. And as I do this free-form pleat, this is that special I said that if you tuned in you'd get to see. It's going to actually form a nice circle, and you can be as exact as you need to be. I don't think you need to be very exact in this because it's a free-form spiral. And as you do this, notice it's making a circle. And I'm going to keep doing this for however length I have. And when I get it to the beginning, I'm going to swirl back around on itself to make that nautilus spiral. If that makes sense to everybody, what a nautilus is, it's a shell. I may use that word incorrectly, but I think I have that right. It may try to stick to itself, but just keep swirling it about. I don't really like that edge back there. I'll probably just cut that off. And I didn't really make this particular piece long enough for this example. But you're just going to keep swirling it around and swirling it in on itself because we're making a spiral. Again, the longer you have it, either the larger you can start off your base, the more times you can go around. And I'm going to keep making this spiral. And just keep playing with it. And if it doesn't do what you want, when you're not on camera, swear a little bit. And just keep spiraling it around and spiraling it around till you get to the end. And if you're like me and you don't really like what happened here at the end, you can always cut it and just kind of fuss with it a little bit. Yes, I will be putting this up on YouTube. So that way you can all play with this later, since I didn't tell you anything about being live. So here we have this free form spiral. Okay. Now I'm going to do something with this part. Sorry, I went off camera in a second. But if we flip it over, because we did it on itself, we've got some extra duct tape that's showing here. And of course, if I was going to stick it to something, that would be useful. I'm just going to pull off another piece of duct tape. I just threw everything on the ground here. So I'm just going to, it's hard to craft. Make sure that I don't drop everything on the ground and I stay somewhat on the camera. Alright, so I'm just going to cut myself off a piece of duct tape. I'm going to trim it down a little bit. So I just have a piece of duct tape. Here's my little flower. It jumped over here. Here's my flower. Turn it around. And I'm just going to put it right there in the back. Sorry about that. I'm actually going to, on Monday I've got a stand coming, and I'm going to be a different table. So once I have that all set up, I will try to get it so that I'm here. I guess I really need to be more down here. Is that correct? For seeing as I'm doing things. So again, I'm learning just like you guys are on how to use Periscope and make sure that things are on the screen properly. So to finish this off, here we are at the beginning. I don't really like how this part's sticking up. So in my case, I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors. There's that other piece of duct tape. Oh no, I love actually everybody's comments. So please, as we go along, I want this, because I have a tendency to come over here. I move my hand off to the left, and you're out of screen. So I have to remember that I've got to work to my right in order to be on the screen so that I'm here where the camera is. And I'm not used to that. So, okay, so here's our flower. It's fabulous just as it is. Of course, I want to add some kind of embellishment here, which I'll do later. And see, I just covered up the thing as I went to go move it. And so here we are. If I was going to put that on a hat, how it might look. I need to switch hands, sorry about that. So here it is. If I wanted something coordinating, it would look really nice. So something really, really simple that you can do by just taking a piece of duct tape, folding it over, and doing a really simple pleat technique. Now for those of you who tend to like YouTube, I'm going to switch to me. I'm in actually one of my gliders. I have 2 of them, so when people come visit, you can come hang out in my glider. But I know some of you, when I make comments on Facebook and I say, you know, I'm hanging out in my glider, well, that's where I'm at. I'm in my glider. I'm trying to remember I shouldn't be rocking while I talk to you. I forgot. What was I saying? You know, I just totally lost my train of thought on where I was going with all of this. Oh, YouTube. Thank you. Margaret, you're actually very helpful, and I'm so excited because you're all the way in the United Kingdom, and here I am in Reston, Virginia, and we are interacting live on Periscope, so it's kind of cool. On YouTube, if you YouTube things like the rose flowers, rose duct tape flowers, you're going to find lots of other YouTube videos, and a lot of them utilize a cutting mat and an X-Acto knife. And it's actually, for those of you who like working that way, it's a great way to do it. I like portable crafts, and so I created a way to make the flowers directly off of the roll of duct tape using a pair of scissors, and I haven't seen that on YouTube anywhere. So there's multiple ways that you can make these rose petals. One is by using a cutting board and an X-Acto knife. You lay them all out, you make all the petals, and then you go. The other way is to do the way I'm going to be teaching you next Sunday, and that's going to be one petal at a time. So that's pretty much all I wanted to cover was, again, the various supplies you needed for a class, and see if anybody had any specific questions. And again, those supplies that you need, the main ones, of course, are duct tape and that pair of scissors. They are non-stick, it's just that when you cut something, it just kind of also hangs out there. And a straw. Those are the 3 things that you really, really need to have it. And for those of you that are thanking me about that flower, I'm glad that you like it. So does anybody have any questions? Otherwise, I'll go ahead and sign off for the day, and see you all next Sunday. It will be at 2:30 Eastern Time. So again, that's 2:30. I know we did these tests at 3 o'clock, but the craft will be on Sunday at 2:30. And hopefully I'll have my stand all set up so that I'm a little bit better at staying in scope of the picture, and we'll go from there. So does anybody else have any other questions they want to ask? Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and sign off from Reston, Virginia. Oh, you're more than welcome, Dina, and I'm so glad that you were able to join us today. So I know you missed things yesterday when I did. Yes, Margaret, it's 7:30 United Kingdom time. So those of you that are from the United Kingdom, you want to sign on 7:30 United Kingdom time. So I'm glad that we all figured this out. I know somebody just joined us. We're just about to sign off. Join me next Sunday at 2:30 Eastern time when we go over how to actually make those duct tape flowers. We'll get everybody started. I doubt we'll finish any of them during class, but I'll get you started on the techniques, and then we'll interact on Facebook. If you go onto Facebook and you search for Crafting with Purple, P-R-P-L-E, you'll find the craft group there. Please feel free to request to join. You'll get a message from me so I can find out who you are if you're not already my friend. And you can find me on Facebook as well under Purpleology. So facebook.com/PURPLEOLOGY. And I will see you on Sunday. No, you may invite anyone you want to join in. Periscope is a live broadcast. It's open to the public, so anyone at all can sign on and pop in, whether you know me or not, on Periscope. On the Facebook group, I will request to find out who you are before I let you join the craft group on Facebook, so that we can minimize any of the spam posts that sometimes occur when you just don't vet who comes into a Facebook group. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I appreciate everybody joining me live from Reston, Virginia, utilizing Periscope. And I will pop this up on YouTube in just a minute so that you can go back through the YouTube video and see how I did that really simple pleated duct tape flower. And then again, next Sunday we'll go over the rose flower and the fringe flower. So thank you for all the love. For those of you who don't know, if you tap on the Periscope thing, it little hearts kind of just fly up. So thank you for that. Anyways, I'm signing off for now, and I'll see you all next Sunday. Bye-bye.